What up? It's your boy Young Laundry. Still haven't washed my Rabona TV crew neck. I'll get to it. Don't worry. I've got more important things like transfers on a Friday. Although now we started doing transfers midweek as well if there's enough spicy transfers out there. But for the most part, it's transfers on a Friday. And if you like transfers on a Friday, why not hit that subscribe button? It will not hurt you to do that. And we got some great stuff on this channel and great people in the comment section, so join us. Kyle Walker joining Manchester City for a reported £50 million. Damn! With add-ons and shit, that could go up to £53 million, which would make him the most expensive defender of all time. The previous most expensive of all time was David Luiz when he went from Chelsea to PSG for £50 million. So right now they're equal. If they hit those add-ons, he will be the most expensive defender of all time. Kyle Walker. This signing is 100% in reaction to PSG wrapping up the signature of Dani Alves. And despite not getting Kyle Walker on a free like they would have with Dani Alves, City ultimately went with the best choice in taking England and Tottenham's first choice right back, Mr. Walker. They'll get many more years out of Kyle Walker than they would have with Dani Alves, and Walker is one of the most athletic defenders in the league. Not the best by any means, but he can put in a decent cross. And he's very athletic, like I said. He's quick, he's strong, he'll get up and down the field as much as you need him to. Good signing. Worth $53 million? Nope. But who really is these days when we get down to it? So now Tottenham have dipped their toes into the transfer market. Sort of. Only as a selling team. And they are the only team in the top flight of England that has not made a single signing, which is weird. I guess Pochettino thinks that he has what he needs at the club to do big things. But with them going into 4 competitions again, League, Champions League, EFL Cup, I think it's still called that unless they change it again, and the FA Cup, they're going to need all the reinforcements they can get. So Tottenham fans, how do you feel about your team's lack of action this summer? And City fans, how do you feel about paying $53 million for Kyle Walker? I mean, I'm sure you won't care. It's not like it's your money, it's Sheikh Mansour's money. But seriously, are you happy about Kyle Walker or did you want Dani Alves? Another right back, Nelson Semedo, has been consistently linked with moves away from Benfica this summer. Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City. But according to FC Barcelona themselves, they have signed Nelson Semedo. Personal terms, done. Just has to do his medical, and that's it. I think the price that was agreed upon was in the region of 30 to 40. Some are saying 30 plus 5. We don't really know for sure. Benfica's original asking price was around 50 million, but I don't think they're gonna get that for Nelson Semedo. Why? Because he's not the most convincing right back that I've seen. Yes, he's good. He's got the pace, he's got the foot skills, but sometimes his imagination and his passing are a little bit off. Let me be clear, I don't think he's going to be a flop at FC Barcelona of Andre Gomes proportions, but I don't know how well he'll do. I hope that he surprises me and he kills it, because I'd love to see a Portuguese right back getting regular playing time at one of the best clubs in the world. So long, Semedo. Thank you for your time at Benfica. This one, I'm not super sad about this one. I was more sad about Lindelof leaving than I am about Nelson Semedo leaving. I guess he's more easily replaced. Man, know what's kind of cool? How the Bender Bros are going to be smashing up the Bundesliga midfields next season. Together. Sven Bender made the move from Dortmund to Leverkusen to join his bro Lars for around 15 million euros is being reported. This is only cool because the twins are joining up, and I used to sign Sven Bender all the time in like FIFA 13, 14. He was sick. I have no idea how he is now, so anyone who watches the Bundesliga regularly, please hit me up in the comments section. Let me know how the Bender Bros are these days, skill-wise, playing level-wise. Personally, I mean, if you know how they're doing, sure. Because I'd be fascinated to know if this is just a whatever sentimental transfer, or if these two together could actually some shit up. Speaking of Dortmund, their striker who has been consistently linked away throughout the entirety of his career at the club, Pierre-Emerick Aubamayeng, is apparently close to choosing Chelsea over a big move to China. That was my Trump pronunciation of China. China. That's better. No! To be honest, I never really thought that he would sign on for a Chinese club. I thought that that was just tabloid trash. But if he does sign on with Chelsea, that would be very scary for Premier League opposition. But yeah, Aubameyang has all the attributes. He's tall, he's fast, he's got a good strike on him, unless he's up against Ederson at the Estadio de Luz in the Champions League. And who are Dortmund being linked with as a replacement for Aubameyang? Oh, well, none other than ya boy, Olivier Giroud. Bow down. I cannot picture Olivier Giroud in a Dortmund jersey. I don't know why, and I'm not saying he's not good enough. I'm not one to discount Giroud like a lot of people do. I see him as a player that will consistently score you about 15 goals in the league. And how he was utilized last season, coming in off the bench in the early parts, beautiful. That's perfect. Because he does have a scorpion kick and a looping smash of a volley into the top corner in his arsenal once in a while, no pun intended. But then at other times he looks like a player that has 2 legs made of wood. So I can't really see Dortmund going for a player like Giroud, but if he's the only striker that's available, maybe. But I think that Giroud himself would prefer to go to Marseille or stay in England and go with a team like West Ham. He's also been linked with AC Milan, but I wouldn't read into that one too much because AC Milan has been linked with everybody. And also, I think that given how money ain't no thing for AC Milan right now, they'd rather go with Aubameyang, who they've been linked with a lot, or Belotti, who apparently there might be a deal between Torino and Belotti to send Belotti to AC Milan and send either Niang, Paletta, or Lapadula in Torino's direction. I know I said that last name wrong. It sounds too funny in my head. Lapadula. No, that's wrong. It's got to be wrong. Oh yeah, still talking AC Milan. Them and Everton, linked with everybody. But anyways, yet another player that was linked with Chelsea that looks to be signing with someone else, this time Bonucci. One of the Bs in the BBC is looking like he might be going to Milan for 40 million euros, but that's not it. Milan, again, looking to do a little player swap, and in the other direction will be sending De Siglio. So the BBC will become the BCDS? BCDS? Nintendo DS? We're talking Game Boys. I don't know much about De Siglio, to be honest, but I do trust that Juventus knows what they're talking about when they are recruiting defenders. So, if they think that he can slide on into that defense, I trust their line of reasoning. Now, I know that seemed like a shot at Chelsea when I said another player has been linked with them as movies for someone else, but it wasn't. And to make up for it, a player that will be signing with them, it looks like this week, is Timoy Bakoyoko from AS Monaco. This dude has been linked with them for what seems like decades and decades. It's looking like the cost for him will be £40 million, which has become the standard in the market these days, with a medical and signature to come very soon, maybe even as soon as this weekend. Maybe today. I don't know, maybe it's happened already by the time this goes out, just like the Dani Alves thing. Joe Hart. The man who was excommunicated by Pep Guardiola said that he wanted a permanent move away from Manchester City and not another loan. Well, sorry, Joe, but it looks like if you want that permanent move away, you'll have to get it through a loan to buy option. And who's the team that's looking to take Joe Hart away from Manchester City? It's West Ham United. I get this from West Ham's point of view of not wanting to do an outright purchase of Joe Hart, given that his form can be a little bit streaky and he's very prone to making errors, at least once a game. So the loan to buy option seems way better. See how he is. You know, the Bayern Munich approach, what they did with James Rodriguez. Take him on loan for a couple of years, and then see if you want to buy him. You know, don't throw this money away. I think this would be a good move, a natural move for Joe Hart. Still going to be in England, gets to move to London, and get that Premier League cash, boy. He's only 30, and for a goalkeeper, he still has a lot of good years ahead of him. We talked about Gylfi Sigurdsson in the last video, but the mission to make him play in blue next season has taken a plot twist. What's happened? Well, a couple of things. One, Leicester City has made an offer for the Icelandic national team player, in an offer that is actually better financially than Everton's. Now I know if I'm looking at this from Gylfi's point of view, I'm looking at the Everton offer and the Everton offer only. Why? Well, there's just more quality at Everton and a better chance of playing for trophies. Trophies of some sort at least, whether this the FA Cup, the EFL Cup, or the Europa League. That's another thing, European football. And another, I think that I would just trust Ronald Koeman as a manager more than I would trust Craig Shakespeare. An interim manager who, yes, may prove to be a great one, but he's very unproven. Ronald Koeman, he has the Premier League experience, and it looks like he's building a pretty damn good team. So I would go to Everton if I was Sigurdsson. And we could have a decision soon, as Swansea announced today that Gylfi Sigurdsson would not be joining them on their preseason tour of the US, at least not right away. As they said, he, quote, does not feel in the right frame of mind due to the uncertainty over his future. Sounds like he's a goner to me. Just a question of who grabs him, and I think that Everton is going to be the team that does just that. And another dude who is in his team's preseason squad is Monaco's Benjamin Mendy, who is looking who is looking to finalize his move to Manchester City in the coming days, people. Maybe as soon as this weekend, maybe even today. like I said earlier. Yet another Monaco player is being linked away, and this time he would be joining the homie, Bernardo. City are in need of fullbacks, just in defenders in general, really, quality defenders. And this deal has been in the works for months now, just like the Bakoyoko to Chelsea deal. And I gotta say, for me, early doors, City are looking like, maybe not the favorites to win the title, but a top contender. If they can get all their transfer targets, and they have so far, seemingly, then they're going to be a scary team. Improvements in the goalkeeper position, defense, midfield. It's wide open though. All the teams near the top are looking super good. Alright guys, how was that? Enjoyed it? I enjoyed making that video for you guys as per usual, so hit that like button if you enjoyed it. And other than that, have a great weekend and I will see you in the next video. Bye!